Okay, so we are looking at our peer editing today. Sorry I can't be there with you, but hopefully this video will kind of help you through it anyway. You need to have your opinion essay on your screen. You will also need to have the peer editing checklist on your screen as well. This you should have loaded into Notability. I'm working on my Chromebook, so it doesn't quite work here, but you'll see that I have editor 1, 2, and 3. These should all be 3 different people. When you have your editor 1, they need to initial, just even right up at the top, or write their name up here, doesn't matter, but I want to know who is editing your paper, okay? So that is a must. Then your editor is going to read your essay and answer all of these questions for you. Peer editors are not expected to fix the mistakes. They are just supposed to make you aware of your mistakes. So as a peer editor, I am editor 1, and I'm going to edit this first opinion essay. My first one is introduction. So if I remember, the 3 parts of a paragraph are introduction, body, and conclusion. Right now, we only have the introduction and the body. We'll write the conclusion later on. But as an introduction, okay, are there 2 questions? So I'm going to look at my very first paragraph. I have 1 question and I have 2 questions. So I'm going to mark that as a yes. I have 2 questions. Is there a thesis statement? Now, remember what a thesis statement tells. It tells the reader what the essay is about. So do I have that? Throughout his life, Mandela showed many examples of courage. Yes, this is my thesis statement. So I'm going to mark yes. Now, some students may not have been here when we wrote this, so they may not have these 2. Then you need to mark no. If you mark no here, you're essentially done because they don't have their introduction finished. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. Does each sentence have a capital letter? Here's my sentence 1, capital letter. Here's my sentence 2, capital letter. Here's my sentence 3, capital letter. Okay, so if I had, say they didn't have that third sentence capitalized, well, when I go back to my peer edit, I can't mark yes because it says does each sentence. So then I would have to mark no. Is each sentence punctuated? Punctuation at the end of a sentence. If I have 3 sentences, I should have 3 punctuations. I have 2 question marks, and I have 1 period. That's a statement. So I can mark yes. Now, is each word spelled correctly? Okay, I'm not seeing any red underlines. I have the right throughout. That's spelled correctly. Make sure that your author's name is spelled correctly. You may have to look that up in your books. Is that author's name spelled correctly? If not, then you better be marking no. Okay, author's name is extremely important. And is the correct there, and there used? So I would simply go through and highlight any theirs, which I don't have any in that paragraph. So I am just going to put NA, not applicable, doesn't have any. Now I move on to my first body paragraph. Okay, is there a topic sentence? If I remember, topic sentence tells me what that paragraph is about. So one example Mandela showed courage was when he was imprisoned for 27 years. That tells me what this paragraph is going to be about. Okay, so this paragraph is going to be about Mandela's being in prison. So I'm going to go ahead and mark yes. Is there a transition? So remember we talked about transitions. One example, another example, the final example. Okay, anything like that? Yes, I do. I have 1 example. Okay, so I'm going to mark yes. If I didn't have 1 example, if I just started with Mandela, would I be able to mark yes? I would not. I would have to mark no. Does each sentence have a capital letter? Okay, here's sentence 1 that is capitalized. Here is sentence 2 that is capitalized. Here is sentence 3 that is capitalized. Here is sentence 4 that is capitalized. Sentence 5 that's capitalized. Sentence 6 here is looking like it's capitalized. And that's all that I have. Okay, so I'm going to mark yes. Is each sentence punctuated? If I have end of the sentence, should be periods. Period. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I have that. Are words spelled correctly? Well, I'm seeing an underline and I'm seeing an underline, so I can't say yes to that one because I have 2 underlined words. Now, there might even be more underlined words or words that are used incorrectly, but right now I'm seeing 2, so I have to mark no. That is not spelled correctly. Is the correct there, and there used? So now I have to pan through and look for any there. So I'm just kind of looking at my words. I'm not reading the sentence. I'm looking at each individual word and I'm looking for any there, and theirs. Okay? If I'm talking about one person, I'm probably not going to see a lot of there, and theirs. But I'm still going to look because you never know. And those tend to be the misused words of all time. But I'm not seeing any. As I look at each word, I don't believe I have any there, or there. So I am going to put not applicable. Okay. And then essentially you repeat that same for body paragraph 2 and then body paragraph 3. And then at the end here, I also we'll have to skip the conclusion because we don't have that yet. But then I also have entire essay. This is something to look for. Is the font in Times New Roman? Is it size 12? I'm going to add actually one more here. And I'm going to say, are the paragraphs indented? Make sure that you have each paragraph indented. That is very important. So if you have 4 paragraphs, you should have 4 indentations. If you have any questions, go ahead and post those into Schoology and I will check those throughout the day. I hope this helps. We'll pick it up again on Monday. Have a great weekend.